Hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. Let's see. Who do we have here? Okay, I see Gwendolyn Daniels, Arnold Saunders, Diane Hawkins, Lucy Wynn, and Lydia Washington, Joan Commonwealther, Mary Hiker, Gwendolyn Daniels. Let's see, Brenda Gray, Beverly McCaskill, hi, Arnold Saunders, Crack Me Up Love. Love seeing all the members. That doesn't sound weird. That doesn't sound weird, but I love seeing all the members. Oh my goodness, I'm starting early tonight, ain't I? You know what? I should just leave that alone. Okay. Anyway, I'm not at home again. I am away from home. Hi, Fancy Fancy. Let's see who else. So anyway, I kind of feel like I missed a lot. I've been moving about all day, so I haven't had a chance to catch up on a whole lot of stuff. Patricia Starkey, hi. Sonia Alexander, hello. And who else do we have here? Rhonda Bryant, hi. Mary H. Okay. So anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? I'm going to take that as a okay. All right. So what I did manage to find out today from the little bit of news that I've caught up with, I hear that the Cambridges are going. Well, let me find the slide that I have prepared. Let me find the slide. Last time I tried to upload a slide and it did not work, but let's see if it's cooperating tonight. Wow, this Wi-Fi is really good. Got it, I think. Yes. Come on. All right. Joyce Bolt, hello. Vicky Cromer, hi. Little Rock, hello. Oh, I love it when it works. There we go. My slide is working. Okay. So let me get rid of that. And let's pour a little tea. Okay. I want to talk about this. British royals, Prince William and Kate, coming to Jamaica. And if I'm correct, I believe that's for March. So they're really going to do this. They're really going to do this. Yeah, they are going to Jamaica. They are in it to win it. You have to respect that. Now, mind you, in this photograph, William is looking a little green around the gill. Hey, Lydia, typing with on hand, sprained my wrist. I'm so sorry to hear that, Donna Reese. Hello, hello. Welcome. Yeah, so they are actually going to do well, but that's not all. That's not all. There was something else I saw today. So Catherine the Magnificent has decided to do a little cosplay of Meghan again. For a second she had went back to the coat dresses, right? But leave no opportunity to channel the Duchess of Sussex. So she's back in. Let me see if I can find that photo. Let me see if I can find that photo. Oh no, where is it? Oh, I hate this. Let me see if I can find it. Oh man, I don't have the photo. But anyway, so while she's out doing her call pretending to be Meghan, let me show you the photo that is all over Twitter right now. This one. Um, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but she has on like, that scientific dressing that she's famous for now. And she's got like a black top, black pants, and then she has on this I guess you would call it plaid or tartan like jacket, whatever you call that pattern. But anyway, look at how she's hypnotizing that child. Look at how she's hypnotizing that poor, unsuspecting child. Have you all seen this photo? That is scary. Why does she keep running up on these kids like this? I'm not sure she should be allowed to do that. Is that a Yeah, she's trying too hard. She looks crazy. She looks crazy. And always, always, they have to try to find as many children of color as possible. Yeah, that is frightful. It is creepy. It is creepy. But this is not a one of. This is not a one of. Um, oh, sorry about that, you guys. Um, okay, so it's like there's some weird mood swings that goes on with her. So here she is from that famous bye video, right? Yeah, the bulging eyes. Yeah, let me see. Where is it? That, that. That is so disturbing on so many levels, right? And the kids, they're not sure how to react, so they just look. Like, for instance, here, I don't know if she realized the kids don't want to be bothered. These kids are just like, what is she doing here? Yeah, this whole campaign to elevate her is just so bizarre. And then here, that's the one with the classroom where she went to go tell the kids that there's something wrong with their heads, that she's going to tell them that their brains are not doing something. I don't know what it is. Hi, Helen Groen. I'm so glad that Helen Groen is able to join us tonight. I know you've been like super busy, but welcome to the live chat. Uh-huh. Yeah, in every color. I mean, in every photo. In every photo. And this is like, I guess she's warming up for Jamaica. That's what I think it is. She's warming up for Jamaica. And then this is the one, the kid in the back on the left side with his hands up to his mouth. Do you guys remember in the video he was actually he was actually making fun of her doing the jazz hand? Oh my god, that was so funny. He was in the background doing like the jazz hands right along with her. And this kid here, I love him. This was from Christmas a few years ago, I guess. And this kid decided, I'm just going to throw up some deuces. Like, what up? Peace out. I love him. I love him. This little boy just throws up the deuces. The other kid is horrified because she's doing this jazz hand. Kids don't understand what's going on with this jazz hand business. They don't get it. I don't get it. I love Bob Fosse, is it? Is it Bob Fosse with the jazz hands? I love that dancing. I love to see a good Fosse number. But these kids don't know who Fosse is. They don't get the reference to the jazz hands. They don't know what's going on with that. And like you guys just said, she's trying too hard. Now, if I don't want to just say she doesn't have much of a relationship with her own children, but take a look at this. I mean, otherwise, her child care at home looks more like flowers in the attic. I mean, I don't know why this reminds me of flowers in the attic, but every time I see the governess, I always think of that movie, Flowers in the Attic. Or is it just me? Do you guys see it too? I'm seeing flowers in the attic. Yeah, it's so weird. All of this stuff is weird. And look at how and mind you, I'm not making this about the kids, but those clothes are so weird. Why do they have to dress them like that? These are so called. And then here, this is what scares me here. Look at those poor kids. You would think that the kids would just look at her and smile adoringly and just, become so fascinated with her. This one boy sitting on the left side, I mean, his eyes say fight or flight. Look at that kid. His eyes are screaming fight or flight. And then the other kid, the girl, she's just like, oh, is it graduation yet? Can I get out of here? Hi, Yvonne. Hello, welcome to the live chat. So yeah, I saw that first photo, and then here you see the mood swings from studied and concerned to fits of. One minute she's concentrating, trying to sound out the words in her head, and then the next thing you know, there's fits of laughter. So I tell you, I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with her, but she needs some type of intervention or something. Yeah, it makes you wonder because kids just know. Kids know when something's not right. So yeah, I'm frightened. It's frightening. Absolutely, you have to earn respect. You don't just get it because of who you married. Absolutely. Yeah. Lil Rock, she has to follow the firm's full instructions. She signed up for these eventually to belong into that insulation circle in its entirety. She got to move. She's got to move on with it. Oh, she's got to move on with it. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's just like I don't know why. I don't know why when I look at this photo, it's like I expect to see her look serious and then laughing hysterically. And then the only thing that's missing, it seems like there should be a third photo where she's got like mascara running down her face, crying in fits of rage or fits of crying or whatever. So I'm telling you, there's like every mood you could possibly think of. And then this right here, could you imagine if you ask someone to babysit and they come to the door? Could you imagine if the babysitter came to your house looking like that? What if the babysitter knocked on your door and had that look on her face? Hi, I'm the babysitter. No, you not. Woo! Look at her. Look at that face. Look at that face. I tell you, I just cannot put my finger on it. There's something so disturbed about her. I just, if you guys can sort it out for me, please let me know. I'm soliciting responses right now. But if somebody came knocking on my door telling me that someone sent me, the agency sent me, I'm the babysitter, I think I would just quit my job and keep my children myself or something. But I'm not sure what's going on here. But whatever it is absolutely terrifying. It reminds me of that movie with Karen Black, Trilogy of Terror. Yeah, Trilogy of Terror. You got serious, you have fits of rage, and then you have the laughter. Trilogy of Terror. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like early morning regrets from a night that just didn't end. Anyway, yeah, well, you're absolutely right. Grinning and showing some other emotions that doesn't fit. Yes, yes. And I'm only bringing this up because I'm so I'm worried about her, and I just want her to be all right. That's all. I just want her to be all right. Yeah. So if there's an intervention necessary, I want to be a part of it. I'm frightened. I'm a little frightened, but if there's an intervention necessary, I'm willing to risk everything to be a part of it. I am. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, because there's something going on there, and I'm just not sure what it is, and I just want to help. That's all. I'm not trying to be shady. I'm trying to help. So I put it out there. If anybody needs my help doing an intervention on her, I'm here for it. I've lived a good life and I'm willing to do what's necessary. So please hit me up. uh, okay. There we go. Yeah, like you said, like a horror movie. Get out. Right? Get out. Okay, let me look at some of your comments. Uh, well, thank you, Beverly. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to get involved and I'm trying to help. Yes, she is a mean girl. She's absolutely a mean girl. Um, Baron, when it's time to pick up pick my kids up, and he's at the door hours before I pick him up at 2 years old. Nothing takes him out that door until I come through inside. Absolutely. You got to keep an eye on your kids because who knows who's the other parents are. You know what I mean? So if your kids want to go to the other kid's house and this is what's waiting on the other side of the threshold, you really have to consider the play dates. You just have to consider the play dates. Yeah, they keep trying to uplift her. They keep trying to uplift her and trying to make it seem like she is just the most exemplary um, woman who's ever lived in the United Kingdom. And they are just going to pick right over Camilla. Camilla's supposed to be the popular one right now. Not her. Camilla is next, and it's important that Camilla has a chance to shine. So, make way for Camilla. It's Camilla's turn. Camilla is the next consort. So I think that it behooves me. Did I just say hoof? But it behooves me. What are you trying to say, Ronnie? What are you trying to say? 12 steps? Well, if she needs 12 steps, she's definitely not the only one because there are other interventions necessary in that family. See what I mean? If you're going to do an intervention on one, you have to do an intervention on all of them. There's that going on. Yep, old juke joint Carol, and then there's Uncle Gary. There's room for many interventions in that family, I'm afraid. Uncle Gary is probably the other one. See there? See how he's in the kitchen there, scraping up that sweet and low artificial sweetener? That's all it is. Nothing else. Nothing to see here, folks. Okay. Why does this look like animal cruelty? Are you trying to say things that may actually get a little rough? Rough. Okay, this is bad. Anyway, you guys, I just wanted to check in with you all. Does anybody have any thoughts? I thought I would have a little fun before bedtime. Um, Let me see. I can bet the Cambridges will pull out of some Jamaicans to run and dance with. Oh, yeah, let me bring up that again. Let me bring up the Jamaican thing. There we go. Aha, there we are. Okay, we might even see them pull out of Bob Marley's song for this, since the Queen once tapped her feet to the beat. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so the Cambridges are going to try to do this thing. They are going to try to, that is so weird. Now I see Kate has the Hollywood bonding with her teeth, and William just refuses to give in to it. I think somebody doctored this photo. I just noticed that, but I think, you know what? I don't think William's teeth actually look like that. Somebody doctored this photo. This is not actually his teeth. Yeah, you guys, let's have that stricken from the record. That is not William's teeth. That is somebody probably, it wasn't me, but somebody probably took a little license with this photo because I don't think his teeth actually looks like that. So yeah. Um, yeah, people could be so cruel. I think that's what it is, but in no way is that actually you know, a honest photo of him. So fair is fair. I don't believe it to be true. Um anyway, of course there was that other photo circular. Oh, this one. Now, see what I mean? That could not be his teeth. This is something that somebody had on the Twitter. So as you can see, there's no resemblance between that photo and this. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the exact same photo? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it is a bit frightful. Rose probably likes it though. Yeah, there's a lot of doctored photos on the Twitter, so I don't always believe all of them. It's just I believe some of them. It can be a little patchy sometimes. Okay, so I'm having way too much fun. I'm just checking in on you guys. Been on for, I think I'm just gonna stay on for a half hour. Um, Anything else happening today you guys want to share? Yeah, you think they'll get booed, Sawboss? I know there's some people in Jamaica who really don't want them to even show up, I'm sure. Okay. I wish I could take you guys with me. It would be fun. Believe me, it would be fun. Or some comedy with Robin Williams, and he mentioned their teeth. I was surprised. Yeah, I think I recall the one where Robin Williams mentioned something about the teeth. But English and the teeth thing, remember the movie Austin Powers? That was like a running joke where they kept saying that he needed to get his teeth fixed or something like that. But I don't, it's I think just like with any upwardly mobile society where people have a lot of disposable income, I think that the Hollywood smile thing is kind of a global phenomenon because people are flying all over the place to get their teeth like, bonded and get the veneers and everything like that. So I don't think it's just limited to any particular country. So I'm going to say that that's probably a pretty gross stereotype about the English. Beverly, I'm glad to help. I'm so glad to help. But you know what, guys? Some big things are coming up for the Sussexes, and I'm going to be here for it. Even though it seems like with all of the negative and nasty headlines, it can be a bit disparaging sometimes. It just it gets to be a little frustrating. So I think that if we can all get together and laugh from time to time, that it can definitely help take the edge off of or especially where it concerns our faves. We don't need the racehorse colonizers in Jamaica. Go somewhere else where they will be welcome. Well, I mean, if this is what's bothering you, the old empire, which is now the commonwealth, um I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, that suggests so much. You have, I guess that's supposed to be St. George, um controlling. I mean, in the left hand you can see there's the chain around this poor soul's neck, and then there's the sword of justice. I mean, this says a lot about the empire, and it's something that really should be reduced to the scrap heaps of history. As long as there's this whole like um royal tours and stuff like that, then that never goes away. So I'm so glad the Sussexes are no longer associated with that. They got what they wanted, and they won't have the Sussexes there to help keep the interests of the subjects in the UK and the members of the Commonwealth. They won't have that available to them anymore. Let me see. Look at Andy's buck horse. Indeed. Let me see if I got a good photo of that. Okay, it's not this one. That one is just hypnotizing. Where is my I don't have a good photo. Actually, I do. I do have a good photo of Randy Andy. I have a little collection that I rotate in and out from time to time. Let's see. Prince Andrew. Edward. Oh no, I don't think I have my Prince Andrews anymore. Okay, I do. I do. Don't despair. Let me find a good Andrew photo for you. But one thing about Prince Andrew is that he has a great legal team, the law firm of Beatrice and Eugenie. They're the ones who kind of got him in trouble in the first place. The law firm of Beatrice and Eugenie. Beatrice and Eugenie Esquire. Okay, that's not working out. I'm not able to bring them up. Sorry about that. I tried. Let me see. Try one more thing. One more time. This is weird because I'm usually so organized with my photos, and that ain't working out. Okay, sorry, folks. Okay, better move on. So I have this one, but yeah, I want one where he's really, yeah, because sometimes his teeth do look a little jacked up. I mean, they look really, really jacked. And there's no sense in having it if I can't make fun of him with it. Okay. Montage of 28 outfits that Meghan wore from 2018. Put it up. Had very nice comments for every outfit that she wore, and Harry too. Oh, well, please share the title so we'll know where to find it. I've not been, I don't even know what that is, Diane Hawkins. Is gangster still being held hostage by Bossy Camilla and Chaz? Any more notes? Oh, you're talking about Gangsta Gan Gan. Oh, it's hard to know. Oh, well, so I forgot which squad he said that in order to get the queen to say those things about Camilla, that Andrew, in writing, there has to be some provisions for Andrew and some promise from Charles to take care of his little brother. Because as you know, Charles doesn't really give a rat's behind about his siblings. He treats them more like their subjects to him than siblings. So I don't think Charles would actually hesitate to, you know, strip the Yorks, and that includes um, Prince Andrew's lawyers, Beatrice and Eugenie. I don't think Prince Charles is going to hesitate to try to strip some of that stuff back. I mean, we're really worried about the Sussex children as well. We should, but um, I think when Charles has the ultimate power, he's going to go after a lot of people in that family. I could just see him doing that. I could actually see him doing that and not even looking back. As far as Andrew is concerned, mom and pops have blue eyes. All three siblings have blue eyes, and his eyes are gray. Yeah, Helene, they're gray, and then there's also a bit of a little hint of bloodshot most days. Enough money for him to continue to do what he wants to do. Joyce, Andrew goes through about, the figure I heard was about $400,000 a month. Andrew, his the upkeep of his life, which was the house in Switzerland, which I'm not sure he owns any longer, that chalet. And then he also has taken over, is it Frogmore House? And there was like this massive renovation of Frogmore House. So they said that Andrew's like operating expenses for life is incredibly high for somebody who's not actually the sovereign. I mean, he's burning through money like his mom. At like 5 a.m. to start walking, maybe sleep. She was in chats earlier today. Well, I like that somebody's getting up at 5 a.m. It sure ain't me. Let me see. Can't wait for the Jamaicans to burst out. I'll look for that too. I'll definitely look for that. Kids like any mother, she will not leave Andrew at Charles's mercy. Yeah, if she's smart, if she's able, if she takes Charles' word for it, then Andrew is just doomed. But if she can assure that there's going to be provisions for Andrew, then I think he'll be okay. Hi, Anastasia Isabella. Welcome to the live chat. Anastasia is also a moderator. Let me see. I am worried about all the kids who is going to listen to her read bedtime stories. um, yeah, I don't. If you're talking about her reading bedtime stories, that would be frightening. I'm not sure I would want that. That is, if that's whom you're speaking of. I mean, just let's just pretend this is the babysitter. What can possibly go wrong? If that was the babysitter, what could possibly go wrong? I mean, she's always channeling Mary Poppins, so maybe she has a good side. Everybody does. So, um, it's just a spoonful of sugar. That's all. Makes the medicine go down. Okay. So what if she channels Mary Poppins? I mean, her days of crawling out of the back of a taxi lit up like a Christmas tree is long behind her. This is the most critical thinker of our time, Dr. Joyce Jazz Hands, and she deserves all the respect that we can give her. So let's forget about those old days when she didn't work and she only worked at a clothing store for 4 months, and that was the extent of her job history. Let's just forget about those things. None of that is important. Let's focus on the good works that she's doing right now. We just have to figure out what it is, and then when we do, we'll try to figure out and concentrate on that. She's got to be doing something. I mean, this looks like the most capable person in the entire royal family. I'm sure she's doing something constructive. Okay, Diana. Let me see. We already been knew Prince Andrew ain't a baby daddy for Billy. Let me see. He's the only one without the Windsor fingers and string, and he's got hair too. Andrew has more hair than Charles, and he has more hair than Edward. Now, for those of you who don't know who Edward is the Queen's youngest son. Edward, the one that everybody was so worried about until he finally married Ford Fiesta. But for a while there, people thought he wasn't going to ever marry. So he married Ford Fiesta, which, by the way, Edward is the young lady on the right. He finally married. He finally married Ford Fiesta. That's the Duchess of. I'm sorry, the Countess of Wessex on the left side, and that is the Count. Is he a count? Yeah, he's not. He's the only son of the queens that is not. Usually, the sovereign son becomes a duke. Well, he didn't want a dukedom because he was hoping that Charles would give him Prince Philip's title after Philip died. Philip was the Duke of Windsor. So Charles decided, okay, there's not going to be a Duke of Windsor. And if there is certainly not going to be Edward. So Edward remains a count. He's not actually a duke. So Prince Edward, the Duke. I'm sorry, the Count of what is it? Count or whatever of Wessex. God, that's confusing. Anyway, so Edward decided that the only way to get some attention was to show a little leg. So the last time they had something at that cenotaph, he decided to wear his maxi coat, and then of course he pulled it back and just showed a little leg, right? So that was his way of kind of standing out, is to, you know, keep it real. So he came out to the cenotaph. He came out wearing a maxi. So that was his way of standing out in the family, was to put on that maxi coat. And so yeah, it's a daring look. He decided to show a little leg just to be, risque, and that's just something we won't forget. I won't forget it. I seem to talk about it a lot, don't I? And then, of course, on the news, I heard that some poor woman fell at the cenotaph, and I first thing I thought was, Edward, Edward. Well, yes, a woman did fall, but it wasn't Edward. It was some other broad. So anyway, I'm not. I'm not gonna go down that road. Um, but she's feeling mighty real, and she's proud, she's out, she's loud, she's in your face, she's wearing a maxi, so let's all respect her for her individualism, and also let's show a lot of respect to the Countess of Wessex, because I think that they are a couple that is navigating a brave new horizon. So live and let live. Live and let Maxie. Edward. Okay. I'm not even sure what I just said, but I know, Lydia. At some point that's gonna get old, but I have so much fun with that. I cannot help myself. Every time I see that, I'm just like, Edward? Edward, is that you? Edward is living his life loud and proud, and he's wearing his maxis. He's created a daring new couture look for cosplay royals, and I think that we should all throw our support behind him. Oh boy. So, let me take this off the screen. All righty. Yeah, we need to talk about this. Jamaicans don't let the unroyals come pretending they care about you, when they treated Harry and his wife Meghan like indentured servants. Make your voices heard and tell them we stand with Harry. Absolutely. We stand with Harry. Yep, we stand with Harry. We don't stand on our coats and then trip at the cenotaph. We stand with Harry. I knew I could work that in there some kind of way. I just wasn't sure how I was going to do it. So, okay, I promise I'm done with that. I'm through. Edward? Yep, that was it. So, Ford Fiesta and Ed are the kind of a couple 18 years later are still trying to figure out what to do with the parts, how this worked. Yeah, they haven't really found much work for Edward and Sophie. Sophie, of course, got in trouble some years ago because she said some really nasty, disparaging things about the royal family, and just like Camilla, she kept her head down and she just worked really hard and let the tabloids have at her, and, didn't explain or complain or explain. And it was okay. Um, they went down the road of becoming a Stepford wife. And that's all they really want. They don't want you to think or, plan anything. Just let the men in gray suits come up with a task, and then your immediate aides will put it together for you. And next thing you know, you up in Jamaica, all up in their face, getting on their nerves. Because this right here, I'm not saying it's going to be a disaster. I'm sure that they are going to closely monitor where they place these two people when they go to Jamaica. So I don't suspect the Jamaican people are going to be outwardly rude to them. But I think that a lot of people just won't show up, especially the young people. They're not going to be interested. That is a really sore point for them are the very young people. They don't care anything about them. Edward. I love saying that. Edward? Edward, come out of there. Let me see. Megan Sexy has Meet Kate Bone. Yeah, whenever I think of Kate, I always think of Hansel and Gretel. Something about that always reminds me of Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel. Let me see. The Jamaican people will go high. Yeah, Monroe Taylor. I don't suspect that there's going to be any ugly scene. I don't want there to be an ugly scene, but I just hope people won't, um, show up and won't get overly excited about mediocre Middleton. That's all I really want. Don't want anybody to throw anything or make some big scene in public. I don't want any of that stuff for them. I don't hate anybody. I just I don't want them to um I guess make this big splash because the tabloid press is going to make it seem like it was way more than whatever it happens. They're going to put a spin on it and make it seem like nothing was running right in Jamaica until they showed up. Yep, suddenly the trains are on time or whatever because those two showed up. Yeah, and I just don't want to have to go through that whole little farce of them, raising the dead and healing the sick and all that kind of stuff when really they just show up and other people do the work. Let me see. What did I just do here? Okay, I meant to read that. Okay, what if the Jamaican people stay away? Pete and repeat would not have to be embarrassed. That's it, Joan. I just want them to stay away. I want them to just twist in the wind and hopefully nobody will take much notice that they showed up in the first place. Yes, Angela Bauman, I know this. I know that there's a lot of royalists. Um, when I was growing up, it wasn't unusual for older black people to have images of John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King, like on the little tin collectible picture that you would hang in the kitchen or whatever. It wasn't unusual. And I know that there's a lot of royalists that have images of the Queen, the way older people here in the United States would have images of John Kennedy or Martin Luther King, or that's I grew up with people who had stuff like that in their homes. Stuff that you would think would be limited to a classroom. Some older people really revered John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King and many other people. And then the younger generation, of course, they gravitated more toward Malcolm X or someone like Malcolm X. And so it wasn't unusual that I would see older people having that kind of stuff in their homes. So it only stands to reason that you're going to have these, albeit of African descent, royalists who will totally ignore a lot of painful history and they'll show up and show out for the Queen or for Tweedledee and Tweedledum when they go or whoever goes over there. They're going to show up and show out for them. And I'm not surprised by it, but I hope it doesn't happen. Let me see. You guys with these nicknames, Rotten and Forgotten, going to Jamaica for holiday, they don't want to be around the citizens. Rotten and Forgotten, I love it. Uh, oh, okay. Yeah, let me see who else. Yeah. Hey, love, if they can go, they will. If they can logically, one thing about the royals is they will show up wherever if it will benefit. If the government asks them to go, they'll go wherever. Just like the queen has dined with some pretty ruthless people because the government asked her to have a state dinner. So anything to appease the other side or to appease the government, they'll do it. Okay, you guys, let me see. We desperately want to become a republic. A lot of us her let me a lot of us here couldn't care less. So the reception the reception I am sure will be low keyed. I hope so, Marjorie. I hope so. I really do hope so. I don't want there to be any trouble or anything like that. I hope that a lot of people will just, give them some empty streets. And if there's a bank holiday or something, I hope people will take the time off and just not even bother. Let me see. Okay. Glad Harry married a beautiful, brilliant lady. Make do nothing. Kate look really pathetic. Yeah. Let me see here. I saw an old video of Harry and Meghan visit to Ireland, large crowd. You barely see the couple, but many hands up with iPhones clicking their cameras for some of their photos. Lil Rock, that happened when I went to Windsor on their wedding day. I couldn't really get any good photos of them because when the Sussexes went by in the carriage, everybody's hands went straight up and took my camera out of focus. I was using my iPhone and it just threw my phone out of focus. So I only have a couple photos of them and they're not very good. But I shared them as, part of the permanent record that I was there. I shared them in the video I made for their anniversary because I just wanted, people to see what I was seeing that day. So none of the photos are that fantastic, but they're just photos that help to give a narrative to the day in Windsor. Let me see. Countries really do not, really do need to follow Barbados' lead. Why do we need your former colonizers and enslavers to be your head of state? Yeah, good point, Pamela Porter. It's a reflection. Oh, let me take this photo down. I do apologize for that. But it's a mirror into not a mirror, but a window into some very painful stuff. And a friend of mine asked me what I felt about the way they're taking down like some of the Confederate statues or the Colston, is it Colston statue in Liverpool. And I'm of the opinion that the young people have to decide what's relevant and what's tasteful and what's a community standard. They have to decide those things. I think the older generation has to get out the way and let the younger people interpret what is proper to have in a public space. Is their future. Let them sort it out. Let them sort it out. I don't think that people who want to glorify, like say for instance the Confederacy here in the United States, or people who want to glorify the old colonial ways, and there's some people who wouldn't mind if this was the order of the day. I hate to say that, but I do believe there are some people of color who was comfortable with this type of stuff. That is really sad. Just like when democracy went to some of the former communist countries, they decided, you know what, this democracy is a lot of trouble. We need another strong man. And so they would rather have an authoritative, well, how do you say it? Authoritative, I can't even say it tonight. But they want to have an autocrat for their leader rather than to have a good democracy. It's so interesting the way some people will be willing to go backwards to embrace the glory of the old days. I couldn't be one of them, but there are people who see it that way. They don't mind going backwards. There are people who love to be a subject rather than a citizen. Stand in the street and greet of the lazy five, forehead and torso. I'm sure there's better things to do. Okay. Oh, well, Patricia Starkey, thank you so much for joining us. Believe me, I'm not going to be far behind you. I just wanted to check in with everybody today because I didn't have time to plan a proper video, and you guys are doing a lot of the heavy lifting for me, so I really appreciate this. Kiara on Instagram, the response in the Jamaican national paper comments is filled with responses like, "What for?" Send Harry and Meghan. Kiara, I'm sorry, Kira. As I read that, it's like I'm hearing a Jamaican accent say it, and I love what I'm hearing. God, I love that. I would love for someone with a really strong Jamaican accent to say, "What for?" Send Harry and Meghan. I would love to hear that right now. God, that would tickle me so bad. Let me see. Mother's advice and go after the love that he had fine, but William chose to listen to his head and his father and marry his pathetic stalker. Oh yeah, and the Stepford wife. He married the Stepford wife, the mannequin, the jointed doll. That's who he married. Yeah, there was a time I wouldn't have been comfortable saying that, but I'm okay with it right now. The mean girl. Okay. Praying for our Sussex family with Mother Doria, with ours without ceasing. Keep praying for all of God's people everywhere. Amen, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, you always lead us into prayer, and I appreciate that. I believe praying really works. Let me see. Let's see. We will fit inside your smallest suitcase. We hope to go with you. Diane, I promise you, my life is really not that exciting. It is not the least bit exciting. I mean, nothing like the travels I had in the past. But if you guys want me to talk about Europe, I can take a hint. I'll do it. They only need one person to begin the chant for Harry and Meghan. Oh, Joan Commonwealth, wouldn't that be fun if they show up and people start yelling Harry and Meghan or ask, "Where's Meghan?" That would be fun. I hope it doesn't get ugly, but if something like that happens, that's all I'll say. If something like that happens, it would be so much fun. Uh-huh, Marshar. Diane Hawkins, you guys want to hear a little Europe, huh? I always have a very interesting story about that time I went to Europe. I wish I was there now. It would be really interesting. Well, you know what? Now that people are coming out more, the streets aren't empty and there's a lot of restrictions with the pandemic. So maybe it wouldn't be as interesting to go now. Like, I couldn't see myself climbing up to the top of St. Paul's Cathedral wearing a mask over my mouth. I couldn't breathe without it. Could you imagine me trying to go all the way up to the dome of St. Paul's Cathedral with a mask on my face? By the time I get to the top, I would probably go, you know. It'd be like crawling out of the back of a taxi, you know. That's how it would be if I had to go all the way up to the top of the St. Paul's wearing a mask. It'd be like somebody crawling out of the back of a taxi, totally hammered. So yeah, I probably wouldn't want to crawl out of, I mean, wear a mask to the top of St. Paul's. That was just an excuse for me to show that photo again. You do know that. Yeah, you probably do. Okay, so as per usual, we celebrate um, the Queen of Hearts, Princess Diana, someone who sacrificed so much to make sure that her son Harry, the Spencer child, not the Windsor child, William is the Windsor, Harry is the Spencer. She wanted to make sure Harry had some true advantages in life. And then, of course, the queen of everything, Doria, who has known sacrifice of her own to help keep the Sussex family strong and safe. And of course, they knew they had someone very powerful in their corner with Doria. So thank goodness for that. So the Queen of Hearts and the Queen of Everything. All right. Okay, you guys. I think that's it. It's been an hour. Tomorrow I want to put together something more structured than tonight, but this was fun. I mean, I came right out being a bit shady, and that's always fun. Um, you know, uh, bye. Gosh, I'll never forget the way those kids just waved her out of there like, bye, girl. Bye. Bye, Felicia. Hail Queen Diana and Queen Doria. Thank you for that, Kay Costello. Okay, you guys. Thank you for joining us here on Royal Sussex. And I will see you guys tomorrow for sure. Yes, good night. Good night, everyone. Good night. Who wants to have the last word of the day? Who wants to have the last word? Something that okay, Beverly, I think I like that. I like that. Stay safe, stay hydrated, drive safely, wear your mask, and no bad energy. Here, here. Thank you, Beverly McCaskill. Thank you all. Love you all and have a good night. Many happy returns of the day.